But the important thing here is that the Heinz Ketchup Super Bowl, the Super Bowl 57, has been set. Kansas City Chiefs taking on Marissa's Philadelphia Eagles in the desert in Arizona. Ooh. Brandon Marshall, by the way, joining our show, he picked the Eagles to go all the way. I think when we first had him on the first couple of weeks of the season, and this game will take place less than 2 weeks from today. So we're going to chew on it. We're going to spit it out, pick it up, put it back in our mouth, swish it around, chew it back out again, because that is how much time we have to break down these games. And I don't care much for the Pro Bowl. So we're going to talk about this and a lot of the twists and turns as it happened yesterday. So, I stayed up all night watching these games. Full disclosure. This is water. We're waiting for my coffees to arrive. So this is how I feel, and where we should start is in the game we saw last night in the AFC. This dramatic Chiefs win, bit of controversy, 23-20 over the Bengals. Their first win over the Bengals. The score now 3-1. And I will get into some of these calls, the thoughts about the referees, the officiating a little bit later, so do not worry, Bengals fans. But we got to, and we will. And we're excited to give the Chiefs some love. This is incredible what they accomplished last night. Bum ankle, Travis Kelce back spasms, down every option to catch a ball that there is, a pesky mare giving everybody the cringes, and they still got it done. Patrick Mahomes, he was down not one, not two, not three, four. He was down 4 of his top 5 receivers. Still manages to throw, oh my God. This laser to Marquez Valdez-Scantling for a touchdown. MVS, have yourself a night. Unbelievable performance of a lifetime. I tweeted, that was my Twitter performance of a lifetime last night. I was on a plane watching this action. The Bengals run defense, part of my Twitter tirade. I was loving it. They were stout against KC. DJ Reader was on our show the other week. I'm excited for what they were doing. They held the Chiefs to just about 2 yards per carry. So what does that mean? It was all on Mahomes. It was all on Patrick Mahomes on a bum ankle to deliver. And he did that even though he was dealing with something that saw him limping out on the field. It was still an issue. He battled through it, and he just kept doing it. He kept making plays. It was crazy. And I tried to warn you people. I tried to warn you Bengals fans. Chris Jones had a little something extra for this. He never had a sack in a playoff performance. He had about 15 or 14 of those outings sackless. Almost got his hands on Burrow twice. Barely. He couldn't get his hands on him so they could advance to the Super Bowl last year. He has another shot. This was amazing. He doesn't ding him once. He takes him down twice, okay? 14th playoff game for that. He hit Joe Burrow. He was all over Burrow the whole time, man. He hit him another 5 times as well in this one. So, I mean, he talks about making up for past opportunities and stuff in the AFC title game last year, and he responds with the game of his life, saying, by the way, to Jimmy Palmtrees over at NFL Media after the game, don't disrespect Arrowhead. Do not disrespect Arrowhead. That was the theme after the game, of course, which it's not even called Arrowhead anymore. Isn't it GEHA Stadium? At this point, stadium? Is that what they're calling it? Imagine what an L that is for them with all of this Arrowhead nonsense. They can't even get the name and the branding right. But this Chiefs team was right, and they won, and they made plays when it counted, and their quarterback was out of his mind, and he was on another level. And I'll be totally honest, and we're going to get into the Bengals side of this, and you got a lot to gripe about, and today's an emotional day, I want to remind everyone. Feel free to just set scorch earth on everybody. All the officials, be mad at the NFL, be mad at everybody, be mad at, we'll talk about being mad at 58, and Brandon Marshall has some thoughts on that coming up. But I wasn't comfortable with what I was seeing at the end of last week from the fans with the Bengals and the mayor and all of that stuff that was going on. I texted Hamilton at Friday night after this whole mayor fiasco went down, and I just said, I do not like this Bengals vibe of dominance. Like, we're better, 3-0, blah, blah. Chiefs are pissed, gotta be. And he said, it's not them, don't change on us. And I don't think the Bengals fans are changing. I think there's obviously a lot of pent-up stuff going on with the NFL's rules changing on the fly to not give them all the benefits of all of the rules they decided to change in the shadow, in the aftermath of what happened with Damar Hamlin, who was healthy and recovering, and we love to see all of that. I think they felt like they got a raw deal. I agree that they did get a raw deal, and I think there was a lot of bravado going into this game. But the Burrowhead stuff, the Hilton stuff of it all. This was not the vibe going into the Super Bowl or this AFC Championship game last year. And I didn't love it. But I did think to myself, and I even wrote this to Hamilton later that night, it's okay. They're still going to be fine because they have Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor. And Joe Burrow's not all of a sudden feeling himself smoking cigars before games are even played. He's not affected. The team isn't going to overshoot this. And they didn't. They looked fine yesterday. It's just that it really clearly affected the Chiefs, okay? And I can't play this bite enough. I don't know that I've laughed so hard about a NFL post-game bite. I mean, I'm crying about Travis Kelce. Let's start with him with Mahomes after the game.
Woo! Burrow had my ass! Woo! It's Mahomes' house!
There's the belly laugh. That is pent up. That's just, you can love the Bengals. That is hilarious. That is hilarious to it's joyful. And then you have Kelce, and he's up there with poor Jim Nantz who's trying to have something go right, something nice and PG, and here he is.
Hey, I got some wise words for that Cincinnati mayor. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. You gotta fight for your right to party!
Yeah, jabroni. I was like, what is happening? Am I watching an AFC title game? Or am I watching like WWE? What am I just loved it because, to be honest, man, I'm really sad for the Bengals, and Bengals fans are pissed today, and they should be so angry. But it shows a couple of things. Bulletin board material, anybody, Eric Weddle included, saying it doesn't matter, you shouldn't be motivated. Every game is basically decided on the X factor, and we'll ask Dante Hall about this, of bulletin board material serving as motivation. It helped send those receipts back. It completely lifted the Bengals over the Bills in that game to get to this AFC Championship game. And then all this talking, it wasn't tons of talking, it was a couple apples and a couple talkative apples and a mayor that really did this. But I have to be honest, it's my dream to do what Kelce did. It is my dream to have all these people against me, don't go out and, whatever it might be, and have me put up a performance and be able to back it up and get in front of the microphones of the world and belly laugh about being disrespected and you calling the place that I live and my quarterback, who I love so much, another name. And the media flew with that. That's not even the media completely flew with the Burrowhead thing, and that happened. So yes, we will get into the penalties in a bit, but congrats to these Chiefs. Congratulations to the city of Kansas City. Is this a dynasty? Do they need a win for it to be a dynasty? I'll ask Dante Hall. They made plays. That's all I know for right now on this Monday, celebrating this. And they got themselves their trip to Arizona. Now let's get to the Eagles. How much time do we spend on this? The Eagles are meeting the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Bizarre Bowl is sort of the word that I've come to terms with the NFC Championship tilt. 31-7, uneven. I don't even know. We had debates about punts hitting wires. There was a near brawl. I literally could not believe what I was seeing. And the way this one completely turned on the Niners, sixth play from scrimmage, okay? And this is the guy that deserves all of our love, Hassan Reddick. Oh my, and it was the whole time. I mean, this strip sack of Brock Purdy, this injures Purdy, he gets banged up on his elbow, and it looked like Brock was done until fourth string quarterback Josh Johnson got that concussion, right? He forces Brock to go back into the game, even though he couldn't really throw the ball. It was kind of a bummer seeing the Niners season come down to more injuries, the quarterback position. I would have loved to sort of see the teams face each other at full strength. That was a sentiment that I saw a lot on Twitter that, I wish we could have seen both of these guys. But credit to the Eagles. You get the job done. You're the last man standing. They dominated. That's what they did. And Hassan Reddick, as you just saw, he sort of makes a statement here. Maybe he should have been under stronger consideration for Defensive Player of the Year. Granted, Chris Jones did his thing. I'm not saying he didn't, but to not even be named a finalist for the award, This man finished second in the NFL in sacks in the regular season. He completely outshined Nick Bosa yesterday with 2 sacks of the forced fumble on the Purdy play. Oh, Marissa's going, yes. I mean, it's true. He was the one. Hassan Reddick recovered Josh Johnson's drop pass as well. So he's been on fire during this entire postseason run. And if the Eagles finish and they lift that Lombardi, oh my gosh, can you imagine Kelsey? I can't even handle it. We'll be talking about Reddick's playoff performance. And I'm not even kidding. I will put it up there. I'll be the first to say it is up there with a 2015 Von Miller. You know, you want to talk how many Bears highlights I've been living off of as scraps for the past 30 years? Richard Dent, baby, 85 Bears. It and he have been that freaking good. And for the Eagles offense, do you feel good about it? You do? Okay, she's nervous. Okay, she's nervous, but she's not. You got this. I don't know how to feel today. Today's just reaction, emotion day, right? We didn't get to see Jalen Hurts at his best, right? He wasn't on top of his game, but they were able to keep pounding away at this Niners team that everyone said, you haven't faced a defense like us. Well, it was the #1 ranked defense, and they coasted to a win. So Jalen keeps saying his shoulder isn't 100%. He's keeping it real with us, and he hasn't quite looked as sharp as he did earlier this season. But the Eagles haven't really had to lean on that arm yet, and maybe they won't, right? They haven't really had to do that in the playoffs, and they've been literally running over teams. Were you dying when you saw Boston Scott get in the end zone?
I was screaming.
I'm at a Smirnoff event. I was actually having a lot of fun. I'm a Smirnoff spokesperson and partner, and I'm in Dallas for the day. But when I see this Boston Scott thing, I'm throwing coasters and things. I was losing my mind. I was so excited because he's a friend of the show, and he's a guy who's like, I just do my thing against the Giants, and I just want to make good plays when they happen. I want to be a guy who's just consistent and does what he's told. You crushed it, and Miles Sanders, you loved seeing all of it. Philly. Dominant win, and there's nothing to take away from this other than you advance to a Super Bowl, which is amazing. But the shoulder is something I'm nervous about, and something that I personally will be keeping a close eye on as we head towards the Super Bowl. Is 2 weeks enough time to heal a little bit? Will he regain his top form? These are all questions, but defense, offensive line, oh my God, this offensive line. Jordan Mailata, emotional after the game. These Eagles are going to be tough to stop. All right, I'm going to stop talking. Hopefully my coffee is here. We've got so much to get to. I don't need coffee because we've got an electric former wide receiver for the Chiefs joining us. I bet he slept even less than I did. Dante, have you slept yet? Don't lie. You're pulling another Kendrick Lamar, I know it.